Good evening and welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Tema Madima. This evening we are chatting to Lindukuhle Gora. Goralicious is in the building, the 400-meter hurdler, up and coming hurdling sensation. He's with us. I hope you guys are ready and excited for this one. So make sure you've got your questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask, have your questions ready. We're going to have a good time. This is BackChat, proudly hosted by Backtrack. And I'm your host, Tema Madima. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Ivan Gildenes, I see you. Morne Olifir, Marco, Karabu. Welcome guys. Intam Fumi, I see you. Danny. Just gonna wait for Gora to send me a request and then we're gonna go live. Here's his request. Good evening. And welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Tema Madima. Hey, Gora.
Mr. Madima, what's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good, man? What's good?
Nah, I'm easy. I'm good. How are you?
Nah, all good, man. Can't complain. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. I know you've got a busy schedule. Lecture is always on the menu.
Nah, thanks for having me.
Otherwise, how you been, man? Hey, 2021's been a good year?
I've been good. Hey, I mean, I'm doing better than I expected. I can't really complain. Hey, like it's a really plus far. It's a good year. I don't wanna lie. Nah, good year. I don't wanna lie. I don't wanna lie.
Who you gonna lie to, man? We've been seeing what's going on, so you can't lie to us. You know, we're too woke for that, man.
But sometimes you just have to act like what. I'm not feeling good, but deep down, you know what's up, most.
Hey, athletes. Nah, but I mean, it's good to have you here, man. Thanks a lot. See, a lot of
Thanks
people are
for
hopping on. Let's do a few welcomes. I see Dikembe Kunte is in here. We've got Justin Glacky is in the building. Oh, Mr. Bachelorette. We see you shining there, man. Get your woman,
celebrities.
dog. We've got Sokakana Zazini is in here. Charlize Eilert, welcome to you as well. Wasitana. If you see somebody you know, Lumbo Scotch is in here, welcome to you as well. If you see somebody that's in here that you need to give a shout out to, you must let us know. Giselle Motherman is in the building. She's also blazing hot in 2021. Who else is here? Other people I can't see. So guys, just wave. If you wave, then I can see you guys. Otherwise, I do not know. Can you see anybody that you want to give a shout out to before we get started?
I see my boy Socks, shout out. I see Days, I see Tapelo, I see Justin, I see my training partners, I see Tony. Most of those people, yeah, OB. I will shout out, Jen, shout out.
My way. Oh, Mr. Glenn Bentley is also in the building. Welcome to you, sir. Thanks for joining in. All right, let's get started, man. So obviously, people are hopping on. They want to know what's going on, what the episode is going to be about. But before we do that, I have to do a young intro so that people know exactly who we're dealing with. They can know who's in the building. And then from there on, we'll get started with the chat. Is that good?
No stress.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening, we've got Lindukuhle Gora. He is, listen up, Youth Olympic Games 400-meter hurdles finalist, CAA under 18, Southern Regional Championship gold medalist, African Youth Games 400-meter hurdles gold medalist, SA under 18 400-meter hurdles silver medalist. You're also a SA senior in 2021, SA senior 400-meter hurdles silver medalist, SA under 16 400-meter silver medalist, as well as SA under 18 400-meter hurdles bronze medalist. Hey, it's quite a lot of achievements here. Sometimes we can even forget that you're only 20 years old, man. You're still a bambino.
Still a bambina. I mean, yeah, but a lot of titles are still missing. So, but shout out for the intro.
Yeah, man, it's powerful stuff, man. I mean, it just shows, man, you've been doing the work and you've been doing it for a long time. People might think now they might see you in 2021 and be like, this guy, where does he come from all of a sudden? But it's been a long journey, and there's been a lot of bumps. There's been highs and lows. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes track and field beautiful. It's not always plain sailing, but we'll get to all of that. Don't worry.
No stress.
All right, let's start with a very simple question. Where did your journey start, man? When did you discover track and field? Did you play karate? Were you playing underwater chess? Where did you start? Was it always running?
Yeah, to be honest, I started running when I was, I think, grade two, grade three. You know, when they're just taking all the kids to the track to just run.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I mean, that's where a coach saw that, okay, now this kid is actually good. But it was usually the sprints, you know, it was usually the sprints. And then, yeah, I've been running since then. And then when we were allowed to start doing hurdles, that's when I did the hurdles. So I've also started doing hurdles since a very, very young age. So it's always been track. Well, soccer here and there, you know, when you
Yeah,
want to
of
play,
course.
you know, everyone wants to play soccer. You know, when you
Of
want to jump
course.
in there, but then the real thing was athletics. So yeah, since a young age, to be honest, like 7, 8 years old.
Yo, yeah,
So
that's a very long journey. Oh, shout out to Coach Maritza Kutsia. She's in the building. Obviously, that is your coach. Thanks for joining in. Jovial Mbisha is also in here. Welcome, guys. I see Relia, Elset, Leso. All right. I can't get all the names, but yeah, thanks for joining, guys. So, obviously, you say you started from a young age. As soon as hurdles was introduced, you decided, okay, let me try it out. But initially, you were a sprinter, 100, 200. Where did you start?
it was, you know, there's the short stuff, the 60, the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but actually, when I think about it, you know, as a child, you're doing everything, the long jump, the high jump, whatever event they could throw you in, they threw you in there. But I wasn't really good at those besides the 60 meters, the 80 meters, and then also the short hurdles, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. I think the hurdles was a good introduction. But I mean, you've got fierce. I mean, just looking at your times as well, man. Besides the 400-meter hurdles, I mean, that's sensational. I'll just go through some of your PBs, so that people know. You know, the 20 years old, turned 20 this year, first year senior, and you know you bag a silver at essays. Crazy, man. I was shocked when I saw your age. I'm like, oh, this guy's 20. Is this your soccer
Really?
ID, or do you have that other
No,
ID, which is your
it's
real age, and then this is like your athletics ID, which you use to run and so on? What's happening?
let's keep it at the athletics age, you know. But no chats. I just started school like a year earlier, so I finished early. That's why it seemed like I was older.
Okay, cool, man. So yeah, getting back to your PBs, 100-meter, you've got I don't have it here, but I know there's a 10.65 unofficial.
Yeah,
They said there was no wind reading there. 200-meter, you've got a 21.4. Most of these are probably from 2021. You've got 400-meter, 46.30. I mean, that's a mean 400 as well. And this is after running the 400-meter hurdles, you know, rounds and
yeah,
rounds.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah, yeah.
impressive, man. It's impressive. I'm impressed. 600-meter, you've got a 116.7. That was down at
Boxburg, yeah.
Boxburg. And then the 400-meter hurdles, which is, I think, one of your best times so far. You know, at 20, you got a 49.97. Yeah, man, that's solid stuff, man. It's a nice CV. You know, you can show your kids and be like, look at this. But I mean, I think we're gonna get into 48s. I'm sure your coach is aiming for much
Definitely,
bigger times and so on.
definitely,
But we'll get into that as well. I see Gift Vango Ngwenya. Congrats, brother. So the guy just got married recently. You know, they're setting the bar high. You know what I mean? Big ups to him. Oh, Jane Tipo, all the way from New Zealand. Man, we got some internationals in here. I see you, QB. Welcome to you. Yeah. What's your nickname? Oh, Ritsediswe Malenga. Yo, DT. He's in here as well. Welcome to you.
Shout out,
Your
bro.
nickname. What do your people call you?
Nicknames. Ne? Like, to be honest, I don't think there's a nickname that is stuck. But you know, you give yourself nicknames. I've got Super Gora. I've got Lord Beers. My boys started calling me Scotch now. I don't know why they're calling me Scotch. Uh, there's Gora. So you know,
It's Gora.
it's a number of nicknames, but none of them really stuck. Besides Super Gora, and I think
Yeah,
Lord
yeah.
Beers. Yeah.
And I see there's the one that's circulating here. I see there's a lot of Mbappe,
Ish,
and Gora
ish,
memes going on.
ish. That one I'm still fighting. I still refuse with that one, eh?
Yeah,
Because I
no,
mean, I
I
don't think
must
I'll
fight.
agree.
Okay, man. That's cool stuff. So obviously, we get into the rest of your journey. Obviously, primary school, you discovered you move into high school.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
at what point did you realize or feel like, you know what, man, this running thing, this is something I want to do. What high school? I know you were in Prestige. How did
Prestige
it come
College. Yeah.
about that you went to Prestige? How did this journey, shift from primary school into high school?
I think when we were in grade 7, yeah, I still, when you're about to move into high school,
Yeah, yeah.
Prestige College, they approached. It was, I think, a number of us. It was me, Khonse, Tabiso Munyani, and Butle. So they approached us, and then they were like, "No, we're interested in your talent. Do you guys want to come and study at Prestige College?" And I mean, it's an opportunity that you wouldn't say no if you know it's a good school, education, it's good in athletics, you're good in sport rather. It's good in that. So I was like, okay, let me go and see what can happen. Grade 8, I'm still trying to find my feet. I was still, must remember I'm still young, so I'm running with all the guys. I'm still coming there at the back, trying to find my feet. And then grade 9, I think grade 10, that's when I realized that, okay, I'm actually really good at this. Like,
Yeah.
this is where started performing good. That's when you started getting into the game. I think I'm getting smart now. I'm seeing what's going on. And I think grade 10, where when I decided, okay, I'm not gonna play soccer now, I'm gonna play fully. I'm just gonna run. And then that's when,
It started to click. No, man,
yeah,
that's so
that's when it made sense. When it made sense. That's when it made sense.
yeah, man. I mean, even that runabout grade 10, I think that's when you obviously get a taste of running at nationals as well.
Yeah.
The 400. You're focusing more 400 then, or was it both 400 and the hurdles?
It was both 400 and the hurdles, but I was doing better in the 400 flat,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is something that I didn't want, but I was
Just
doing a
happened.
lot better there. Yeah, so.
Okay, cool, man. So let's fast forward. We fast forward. All right, you've discovered it. Let's go to 2018. 2018 feels like it was just like now, but 2018, you are 17 years old,
17,
16,
yeah.
2017. It's a big year. It's a big year. I mean, that's when you pretty much introduce yourself into um, the South African ranks. You always look at your youth, everything sub youth and so on. Yeah, there's talent, but it's never a big deal until it um, transfers to youth and then junior as well. So you have an amazing 2018. Just run us through that season. What happened? What are you doing in 2016 when people were running at the Olympics? What was going on in your mind at that age?
2016, 2016, I'm still sitting at home watching the big names running, all of that. And then 2017, that's when everything switched. I think that's when, because
Yeah,
that's when I qualified for the Commonwealth Youth Games.
yeah,
So that's when everything switched. And I remember basically it really started when I was in that world record race with socks. So I realized,
yeah,
nah, man, my boy is running this quick, and I'm always with this guy. I mean, surely I can also. And then I started believing. That race, I think I ran a 52.0, and that's the time they used to take me to the Commonwealth Youth Games. And then didn't go so well. I think I got disqualified, and then I told myself, I mean, I got this far. Surely I can do it again next year. And then we had a mean camp 2017, December. Everyone who knows that I was in the training group. We had a mean camp. And then 2018, that's when it all came out different. It
Hmm.
was everything started going uphill.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, what a season, man. I mean, just so obviously you said it started with the senior and socks does the things there. It blows your mind. You're like, you know what? It's like I can also go with. I need to join. Uh, I see the camp is also saying, hey, 2018 camp,
Yeah,
hey,
it was a mean one.
2017. It says, yeah, you guys
2017, yeah.
were obviously putting in the work, man. And I mean, it's good, to see that. that type of commitment, especially at a young age, because it shows a lot, man, to come through at such a young age and then say, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. So let's talk about the disappointment. Obviously, 2018, as much as it was crazy and it was a good year, winning titles. You won the CAA under 18 Southern Regional title. You won the African Youth title as well. And then you get to, obviously, the big one. It's Buenos Aires, now Buenos Aires.
Yeah, Buenos Aires, yeah.
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 Run us through that.
When it mattered most. Going to the games, I don't think I was ranked. I think I was ranked like top 5, if not top 10, but I wasn't really the names to watch out for, So I went there with the mindset. I've always had the underdog mindset, because not that everyone is expecting me to do well, but I believe in myself and I think I can actually. So I went into the games. Funny enough, it was like weird qualifying. We didn't have a heat and a final. It was like round 1 and round 2.
Yeah,
and then they just combine. Then they take the average time. So that's what happened.
Interesting, eh? Yeah.
So the round 1, I ran my PB. And I came second in that round. And I was like, actually, let's go the whole way. Because then I was ranked second overall. And I was like, okay, let's go the whole way. The final, the stupidest, the slightest mistake,
Hey.
We got there, we're trying to appeal. They take out. You don't know where these guys put these cameras. Because now we're in the backstretch going into the bend. They pull out a camera. Now you can see that, this is me. Because I think going into the bend. So going into the bend. Because now I was like, because after the race, we sat in the call room and then they're waiting to test me. But then now we're waiting for everyone so we can go get our medals and then go for doping. So now I'm sitting there. Now they call down the thingy. They're calling down the names. 1, 2, 3. Hey, my name is not there. Hi, man. I'm like, please check again. They're like, no, you were disqualified. I'm like, okay, wait, let me go appeal first before anything happens. So now we go there, but now we're not trying to fight because we want to be... Because if you appeal, you must pay. But we're like, okay, let's start calm. Let's ask if they can show us our mistakes. So now they pull out the camera. Hey, we got into some room. There's just screens everywhere. Okay. So now they show the stupidest mistakes. I just stepped on the line, like 3 steps, 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
But I think it was a subconscious thing, and then I went back, and then that was the mistake.
Hey.
That was the mistake. I crossed the line second. I mean overall, but doesn't really count. Doesn't count.
Hey. VAR, man. VAR.
But definitely. Definitely.
Hey, but I mean, fair is fair. I believe in the fairness of sport. I mean, it's painful, man. I mean, but it's hard, especially, like the system is like it's youth. We're using times to combine your times, but then the other rules still apply, 100%. But I mean, that's fair. And I mean, you learn. So what did you say was like the biggest lesson you took out of that disappointment? I say shout out to Maputi Africa is in here as well. I see you.
Like I wasn't really upset after that race. Like in the moment I was, but when I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, okay, I know my capabilities. I know by, like, to me, like it's standard. I'm second, but on paper it's not. But I know that I could have, and it would have happened. But I took down patience and timing. God's timing is always the perfect timing. Like as much as I would have loved that to happen, but it wasn't time. So I think that's the biggest lesson I took. Because I put down a post after that, and I was like, my biggest lesson is really God's timing. As much as it would have been amazing, but clearly it wasn't time. I wasn't ready for what was going to happen after that.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sweeter now in 2021. I see here Nolo SB saying VAR drank my boy. The game also saying HVAR, hey man, but I mean it is what it is. We move on, and I think it gave you the right fuel. It gave you the fuel who knows, man? Maybe that Silva at that time would have, changed your personal status. You're gonna feel like a Gora for real. Uh,
Yeah, so that's what I think.
It
That's what I
just
said. I
kept
feel
you
like
humble.
maybe
And I mean, look at you, man. You're back, man. You're back. You're hungry. You can see that you're the what is it? You're something, not something to prove, but you wanted to prove it to yourself as
definitely.
well as to people, And I mean, you're doing exactly that, man. So yeah, keep at it. Keep at it.
Shout out, Timber. Shout out.
So the so 2018 good, 2019 bit
Hey,
more
hey.
challenging year. 20. Okay, so now let's fast forward. You transition. You move to new coach. Just explain what was the reasoning behind that, and how was that process. I mean, a lot of athletes changing coaches and so on, but there's always a bigger picture. Sometimes there's a reason and whatever, and that's important as well.
Yeah. 2019, if you're being honest, wasn't really a good year, man. I think university almost dragged me up. Yo, it almost pulled me down. It almost swallowed me. So that freedom, I think I took advantage of that. And also there, like we were, I don't want to say self-coached, but we didn't really have a coach present.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of struggle, My decision, I was like, you know what? I'm going to the States. Everything was set. I'm going to the States. I'm going to the
Yeah.
States. Wrote
America.
my essay. Yeah, definitely. Wrote my SAT. Everything was set. That week where the results came out and it was time to send through everything, coach called and then she was like, "Can I just have a cup of coffee with you? That's what I'm asking for."
Hey.
You know,
Yeah. It's a special
and
coffee.
then
Sounds like it.
so we sat down and then she showed me. She's like, "Okay, I see a lot of talent in you, And she's like, "Please give me at least one season, and then if after that you feel like you're not, you can leave. But I trust that you can do well in South Africa." And I was like, "Okay, it's shaky, but my only reason for leaving States is because I don't have a coach this side. I'm leaving 4 states because I don't have a coach this side. So why not try my options?" So now, and like I say options like I had options, but why not try my option?
So listen, man.
Yeah.
Before you continue, so your bag is packed. You're ready. You've got your results. You've already started
Everything.
practicing your accent. Hi, my name is Lindukuhle, Gora.
Practicing my twang.
And then you decide, okay, you're gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
Tell us about that decision, and I mean, it's paid off. That's a nice thing, Like the thing was with time. I was speaking to a very good friend of mine. I was talking about like, what keeps you away from your goals or your dreams or something that you want. The only thing that keeps you, it's either you think it's distance or it's time. You know what I mean? But it's never distance, because time controls most of everything that we want. You know what I mean? So your goals might shift, but as long as you've got the time, you can always achieve them. Okay, carry on. Sorry, man.
Yeah. Nah. Okay. Yeah. So now I was like, okay, let me give this my all, because I mean, okay, immediately after the meeting, I'm driving back home, driving back to Joburg, call my mom. I'm like, I tell her 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. She's like, why not? She's like, I will fully support you in whatever decision you make. So why not try? And I was like, okay. Okay, fast forward now, I'm training. But there's that bit of doubt at the back of your head, thinking, Ash, was it the right decision? Now I'm seeing everyone, we're human. So I'm seeing everyone leave for the States. I'm thinking, ooh, Ash. Because I was supposed to go with my best friend, Khonse. She left, so I'm thinking, Ash, was it the right decision? But then the moment I told myself, you know what, let me go in wholeheartedly. Let me give it my all. Because now if I'm not doing this with my whole heart, I'm not really going to give it my 100%. So now I'm like, you know what? Let me trust in my coach. New coach, new setting, different. Now I'm training with ladies only. It's a different story. Everything feels different. But I'm like, you know what? It's for the good. So it's probably for the better. God wouldn't just put me in this situation if He didn't think I could handle it, or if, something good is going to come. So I just gave it my
Yeah.
all. And then what was my first race? My first race was the shootout. Yeah, the shootout. The one
Yeah,
in,
the
in, in
600.
UJ. The one in UJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I think I ran 118, and I was like, I don't really know if it was quick, but I'm just judging.